We are back this morning with our marriage expert, Starr Calo-oy. We're talking about some tips for creating good communication, warmth, and intimacy, which has led us to how to create rock-solid principles for good communication. And I was saying to you, Starr, before our segment, that just right off the bat, men and women, we have different communication styles. Like, I talk a lot, right? My boyfriend's very to the point. How do you get past all of those things? First of all, one of the things you say is be empathetic.
That's right. We have to understand, walk a mile in the other person's shoes, have some mercy, have some understanding. Remember, it's always impossible, and I say this mainly to the men.
Yeah.
Men like their advice to be taken, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, it's impossible for you to take, for me to take your advice, my husband, for example, Bob, unless I know that he understands me.
Yes.
That he wants to understand me. If he wants to understand me and he's empathetic, then I'm going to want to communicate and open my spirit up to him.
Very important, which brings us to a very important one, I think, is called, one of your points is be a good listener. Sometimes men seem to want to problem solve. Sometimes I just want to tell you the problem. I had a bad day. I don't want to hear a solution to it. You say be a good listener.
That's right. That's right. And to be a good listener, what do? You don't judge. You're not judgmental. You want to have your spouse, whoever it is, male or female, focus on you, put down the remote control, turn off the TV, turn off the cell phone, put the paper down, put the books down, and just zero in on me. I am the most important person standing in front of you, and I deserve your undivided attention. Don't be judgmental. Don't tell me how to solve the problem. Just listen, smile, use your body language, nod your head.
Make me your priority.
Exactly.
You say express your expectations. So is that a way where you sit down and you say, this is what I want out of this?
Yeah, you don't want to be, I mean, you can't expect the other person to be a mind reader, for heaven's sake. They don't know what you're thinking. And we're getting back to intimacy, because intimacy is what all of this communication also leads to, and a lack of communication leads to no intimacy. So, for example, if you do not express to your partner what you enjoy, whether it be in the bedroom or it be in the boardroom, then you're not going to be able to communicate there.
You touched on something there, Starr.
It's very important.
You say schedule communication times.
Oh yeah, that's very, very important.
Why is that so important?
Well, because otherwise you're going to put your relationship off till last.
That's true.
That's the very last thing that you're going to do. So if you will, for example, let's say that you want to go to Starbucks twice a week, for example, and just schedule an early morning, have a pastry and a cup of coffee and visit, maybe twice a week. Maybe what we like to do is at least 4 times a year, every quarter, Bob and I will get together and talk about our relationship and communication. Not business, not the kids, not anything except one thing, and that's communication and relationship.
But Starr, you know, one of the all-time hated things men hate to hear a woman say is we need to talk. Oh, but you have to do it, right? You got to do it. Okay, how about this? You say develop a problem-solving plan.
That's right. You've got to plan. You've got to make the plan for it. You've got to have it already set up. You bring, like I said before, you bring your solution to the table, and he brings his.
Accept the pain, you say, and the sacrifice it takes to have it. It takes a great deal of work.
That's right, it does, and we can't be expecting perfection overnight. And remember, not every single problem is going to be able to be solved. You're going to have to agree to disagree. Yes. At some point on some issues. Right. And just learn to live with them and try to do your best to get along.
And the woman is always right.
Oh,
no,
absolutely.
Maybe not. Maybe
there you
maybe
go.
That's not what this was about. Okay.
Well, Bob says he worships the water I walk on.
We know it because you guys are hosting Marriage 101 classes, for goodness sakes. Join a class anytime. Bob and Starr Calo-oy, they're talking about it, everything, openly and honestly. You can participate now through October 1st. You can register now, but the classes continue on. 210-521-8668, marriage101.net. So if you missed that cutoff, there are more classes
Sure, 2 weeks
coming.
later they start again.
And if you aren't able to attend the classes, you can catch them on the radio on Saturday from 9 to 10. They're talking about Caregiving 101. That's for all of you nurses and doctors and loved ones who are caring for someone. But if you're just interested in marriage and questions about marriage, from 10 to 11 a.m., Marriage 101 is happening on KKYX 680 a.m. That's on Saturday morning, 210-521-8668.